The supposed to be enlightened sage Nisargadatta Maharaj from India said, if you don't like what you see on the outside, and I don't know the exact one, what the quote, I've lost the quote, but if you don't like what you see on the outside, you're kind of dumb because it's reflecting what's in you on the inside. In other words, he's saying you create your own reality. Who said this Maharaj guy was enlightened? I don't know, it was written in all these books and, well, it's true. But how do you know if someone is enlightened? Just because someone says so? What is enlightenment? I have to tell you, I don't agree with this Maharaj guy. I never met the man, he's been long dead. And whoever said he was a guru or whatever, well, I never met any of them either. It was just, popularized in old books. So is it true that what you see on the outside is a reflection of what's on the inside? Cannot be. It cannot be. Because, well, how many individual beings are on this planet? I mean, there's a being, it's called a tree. There's a crow over there. It's not just the humans, it's a reflection of all of these things. I mean, it could be that we are holographic. There was a book, The Holographic Universe, that said everything is holographic and what's in you is on the outside. But it doesn't mean that what you are is a reflection of what's on the outside. I mean, you're a little piece of the whole giant earth thing. Take that for granted. But you, as your essence, is not what you see on the outside. Because it's a bunch of other essences. The whole point is that how are you going to say, well, I'm responsible for everything outside because it's a reflection of me on the inside? I don't think that's the way it works. I think if you're enlightened, you become empty. Emptiness, or there's an Eastern word called shunyata, which is nothing or nothingness. You become a clear window for the soul. So, I mean, it's called the missing me. There's no me anymore once you're an enlightened being. I mean, there certainly are. You're still there. But whatever comes through, I always say it's the muse. The muse comes through, and a lot of these really odd spiritual teachings, like Bashar or Ra and the Law of One, that seems to have come from extraterrestrials, the Law of One teachings. Everything is all one thing. Everything is source energy. There doesn't seem to be one source energy. It seems to be a multiplicity of source energies. I mean, we can look at the scale of human consciousness to see that there are energies at all different kinds of vibrations. Low vibe and enlightened vibe and everything in between. So, I mean, just saying everything is all one, it can't really be used. It's not a tool, it's kind of like surrender to what is, which is one spiritual teaching. But if you're here to make a change, some people say, well, it's your vibration. You focus on your vibration, have a high vibe, work on letting go so you can be of high vibe, because your natural vibration without the distortions of the ego is very high. And perhaps it's true, because if you look at a baby, an infant, a newborn, everyone looks at the baby and just glows. I mean, there's nothing that makes you glow like the look of a smile of a little infant. So perhaps it's true. Infants have got a very high vibration. But, no one stays an infant forever. And infants have got to be taught how to live in the human world and growth. So, what does it all mean? I always go back to silence. Inner silence. Inner silence. So, are we a reflection? Sometimes I think it's true. There's a Greg Braden teaching called the Sacred Essene Mirrors. And that's to help you let go of your ego. And what he says is what you experience in your relationships with others is coming up for you as a mirror of what's going on inside you. So if you still have an ego, your relationships with others, whether you feel like you've been mistreated, for example, where have you mistreated others recently? The idea of, it's a John Lennon song, Instant Karma. So, expect something that you did recently to reflect back to you and other people if you're paying attention to the Sacred Essene Mirror teaching. Do you get beyond it? I think you do eventually. You let go of it. And you might still experience these odd things, but it's the universe using you to help others see themselves. And my mother always used to say, you see your worst faults in others. So if you do see these things, let go and still be aware. Watch to see what you're doing. Keep letting go. Keep forgiving. Keep letting go. Try and remember that your intention is to be kind. And with humans, being kind doesn't necessarily mean being a people pleaser. That's the old idea, a very 3D idea of being kind to others, is being a peaceful person. Yes. The best kindness for some people is for you to bully them right back and get back in their face. And if you let go, and you find that's what your body is doing, other people might say your behavior is atrocious. You have to let that go too, because if you've let go and that's what's happening, it's not your karma. You let go of all your karma, and then you're a tool of the universe to help others awaken. And awaken to their fact that they're being run as an egoic traits, very low vibration, very much service to my ego, service to self, service to my ego pleasures. And sometimes the ego pleasures are being a bully to others. That's all I got. I'm Harry Weaver out in the snow.